instance, I'm trying to push a program called Vision Zero. Project on yeah, with Cat. Road funding. And to me, that's our goal, not that.
Interesting. See, wow.
But we have to watch where that ceiling is. So and I haven't changed the language because say, 532 people die on the state highway. No, we'll say not to exceed.
Okay. So how many in Porter County?
Guys, good evening, folks. I'd like to call a meeting to order, please. First item is a pledge. I'll stand and recite the pledge, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Next item is roll call.
We're disorganized. Give us a one.
You're fine.
And I came with at a quorum, but no. I almost knew.
Maybe not.
I just wasn't able to.
Have enough.
Oh, yeah.
You would have?
Five, yeah.
Kevin Brights.
Here.
Damn it. Bobby Leon.
Here.
Emma Michigan.
Here.
Barb Reckman.
Here.
Greg Sims.
Present?
Luther Williams. Nikki Witkowski.
Here.
President.
Nice.
You have a quorum.
Thank you. Next item, approve minutes for June 26, 2024.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, we got a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. Any correspondence at this time? Got it. Okay. Okay. Case Z02024-11. Applicant is Timothy and Ginger Murphy. Location Lumber Lane, Valparaiso, in Porter Township. Zoning CH High Intensity Commercial District. Request rezone parcel of land from CH High Intensity Commercial District to R1 Low Density Single Family Residential District to allow for a single family home. State your name and address first.
Timothy Murphy, 2920 Garfield Avenue in Highland, Indiana.
Thank you. Okay. Explain what you're here for.
We want to build our retirement home on this property that we just bought. Well, not just bought, we've had it since October of 23. And we found out during the process that it was zoned, a portion of it was zoned commercial. And we just want to build a residential home on it, just a ranch, 1-story, modest home. And we're just hoping that we can rezone it so we can achieve that goal.
Okay. Ain't just going to build one home.
Correct.
You're not going to subdivide or anything like that.
No, we just like the woods. We like the country. It's quite a bit of woods, and we just like the wood setting and stuff like that, and the view that we're going to have. And we found the highest property. We just like to put our retirement home there.
Thank you. So public hearing.
Maybe some comment. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Some comment. The Murphys appeared before our office, and we talked him through it. As he explained, you can see on the site, you can see his parcel there. It's kind of a small capital L. And in the bottom left corner, it's zone CH commercial. The rest of the parcel is zoned residential lake property. When you read the report, you find out that residential lake was meant for catch up on these small little lots around the lakes like you have north of Valparaiso, Lake Eliza. You can see all the little lots going up to the north. And so we discussed various things, what he wanted to do. And if you recollect, he's got some storage sheds in the southwest corner. You can see these on the map. They're kind of outlined little buildings. So we went back and forth. We gave him a couple options to think. He's elected that what he wants to do is rezone the entire lot as R1, which if you look at the staff report, it's consistent with the zoning that's immediately to the south, so that shouldn't pose a problem. So the decision tonight is whether or not to give him R1 zoning for the entire portion. Also in the staff report, you saw he's got an issue to resolve as far as accessory buildings. Technically, they're in the front yard, so that would require a variance. Second, there may be a question since they're charging rent. That they may need to use variances as well, but that's something to be handled. So, apparently represents everything that this is the recommended to go.
Yes, sir.
Okay, it's a public hearing. Want me to close it?
Certain conduct of hearing and public hearing before the commission, petitioner and proponent shall first present the facts and arguments in support of the case. Those who oppose the petitioner shall follow. Petitioner shall have rebuttal. It shall be within the discretion of the commission to impose any time limitation, either the petitioner or the respondent, and to limit public comment to those determined by state statute to be interested parties. Written remonstrances shall be accepted by the commission but need not be read into the commission's record. This then concludes the public hearing. Maintain orderly procedure. Each side shall proceed without interruption by the other. In presentation of the case, the burden shall be upon the petitioner to supply all the information necessary for a clear understanding of the problem. The commission may continue the hearing when, in its judgment, the petitioner has not provided sufficient evidence on which to make a determination. Every person appearing before the commission shall abide by the order and direction of the president. Discourteous, disorderly, contemptuous conduct shall be regarded as a breach of the privileges of the commission and shall be dealt with as the commission directs.
Okay, thank you. Okay, public hearing. Anybody want to speak in favor of this case? In favor of this case? Seeing none. Anybody want have any question? It's not your turn. 1 second. Do you have a question, sir?
Couldn't hear you. Say that again.
Sound system. Very well.
In favor? You want to speak in favor of this case?
I don't know if your mic's on.
I don't think your mic's.
Can you come up here and speak into the mic?
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Thank you. Oh, okay. Come up to.
That's fine.
And state your name.
Name and address.
And
So my name's Daniel Thielen. I live at 23 Lord Street, Lake Eliza. I'm in favor of this.
Thank you.
I didn't have much more beyond that.
okay, quick. Thank you.
We lost you.
Anybody else want to speak in favor? Seeing none.
I just wanted.
No, you go ahead. Seeing none. Anybody want to speak against or have any questions? None. Okay. Thank you. I will turn it over to you.
This is.
Go ahead, sir.
I'm sorry. I just wanted to bring up this little spot.
Well, I was going to say, depends what he has. Okay.
Microphone, is it working?
It's back on.
Yeah.
Is it working now?
No.
She is one next to you.
Here.
There
It keeps going. It keeps going off and on. Okay. Okay. You had a question?
I just wanted to bring up the fact that the neighbor that we bought the property from sent a letter because he couldn't be at this hearing, and he sent a letter in favor of the zoning, and then I had to hand it to Mr. Jago.
Okay, so we have a letter in favor. Okay, thank you. I'm gonna close the public hearing. Thank you. Kevin?
This seems very appropriate for his purposes to rezone this back to R1. Now that leaves us with the issue: does this board do the waiver or for the sheds, or is that up to BZA?
My suggestion in the staff report, if you wish to grant him that you do it subject to him getting BZA approval. And I'll leave that to
Okay.
clerk.
That would be a use variance, or is that what you're saying?
It definitely would be the sheds in the front yard variance. It may also be a use variance. We'll need to talk to the Murphys more about that. But if you put a motion together today, you want to approve it, add the phrase conditional or subject to
Anything else, Kevin?
Nope.
Mr. Sims?
But now BZA variance, that only lasts a certain period of time, right? Or no?
Use variances sometimes have a time limit.
It depends, but on a developmental standards variance, when we are running with that project.
Oh, okay.
The vast majority of these at the front end are going to deal with developmental, depending on what their intended use. Will depend on whether or not they'll end up needing the use variance on top of it. But the use variance, even if it would run at minimum, as long as they were continuing to operate it within those time frames. But that's the way we normally do use variances. They're not permanent; they'll run with the land.
Okay. Okay.
And in your packet, there is the agreement that provides for the use of those storage sheds. It does have a 15-year time limit, which a year has already expired.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that was my only question.
You good?
Yeah.
Okay, Pam?
Good.
Commissioner?
Yeah, I have a question on those accessory structures. They were there when you purchased,
Yes.
and that's something that you want to leave there in your front yard of your house?
The way it's set up, you can't see it from the house. It's not really like a lot per se. It's like woods, and these sheds are right close to the neighbors. When we bought it, there was an agreement that he and his lawyer, we made an agreement of an easement agreement that he has a right to leave those sheds there for his use for 15 years. And we it's just a personal agreement between the two of us, but it's legal agreement that it's considered an easement that he can use. And the same was the property line goes through a pond, and in that same agreement that we both have use of all the way around the pond that's on there.
So those
But-
buildings, those sheds that he's got there are real close to his house, his apartment building, and our house is more on the right and further back. So it's woods, and
It's almost 200 feet away.
you can't even
The house is
see
about
them
200
from
feet
where
away
the
from those
house
sheds.
would be.
Where is Lake Eliza?
It is just west of it's in between 600 and 500 west, just south of Division.
Our property doesn't touch Lake Eliza. I don't know if Emmett's does officially.
Your concern is the sheds, so those sheds have been there for some
No.
time, and
No, I was just curious because I guess.
the lake right here. You can see the outline of the lake right here.
Oh, okay. Okay. I was just wondering why the zoning was residential lake. Where the lake.
we were wondering about that ourselves. Back, I think it's been zoned that way since 1959, and at one time there was a landscaping company that had some buildings and a garage that they used for their landscaping company, and I believe some of that is why it carried over.
And Emmett also told us that the woods that we now own was a primitive campground for Lake Eliza. So maybe that's
It could be because of the campground situation in those days, and I believe when I saw the deed that some of this stuff was filed in, and the subdivision I believe was made in 1959.
That's all. That's it. Bob?
I have nothing. My question's been answered.
Brian? No. How many sheds you want to keep? You want to keep all the sheds? Or?
They're his sheds by his use, but they are sitting on our property that we gave him a legal agreement that he has, that I'm not going to tear those sheds down in the next 15 years.
when we bought the property, he wanted to keep those sheds. So we had a lawyer that told us this would be good. So it's at the most 15 years, but it could be shorter than that, depending. And has Emmett talked to that he might want to move them?
He mentioned in passing, and I don't know if it's pertinent here, but that he would like to move them to he's got a little compound on the south side of Lumber Lane that he wanted to get them on his property, but there's been no guarantee or promise to that effect.
That property across the street, is that his too? It's commercial, is that right?
I think it's.
I think it's commercial.
Yeah, I don't know.
It is.
It's commercial. The one across the street.
If it's on the south side,
Right.
Yeah, see that? Correct.
This,
No, directly south.
Yeah.
Yes.
South across that black line is Lumber Lane. He wants to put them in that compound on the south side. That's in.
Like apartment complex.
But there is a private road where we're pointing between his apartment building and it's called Hickory Lane in the inverted view. Maps seem to indicate that, these are all private, not county roads. And the easement does include also access. So in other words, that driveway that you probably looked at is also included in this agreement with Mr.
Is there agreement not to add any more sheds? I mean, because if we approve a use variance, it's for the whole corner, the whole commercial. That would be it. See what I mean, he could expand.
Your agreement was not with him, just the existing structures, right?
That was our agreement.
That was our agreement. There's nothing per se in writing that says he will not, but we could change that. I'm making a point to make sure that we could promise that no more sheds.
So you have a part of your purchase agreement negotiated the easement for the storage sheds.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
And you have a contractual obligation for them to remain there for 15 years.
Correct.
But in that contractual relationship, there's nothing currently in that agreement that gives what I think is the Fitzgerald estate the ability to act. Correct. So as you sit, you own the property, you have an agreement that the current storage facilities or garages remain for 15 years. There's no ability for that agreement for it to be expanded.
Right.
But you would have to want to expand it if you wanted to expand it. So I think the board wants to know tonight, do you have that intention?
No.
Okay.
No, I'd like to see the ship go away as soon as possible.
And just to clarify, what about any secondary structures that he may want to add, such as just somewhere to put a lawn?
If he can meet the UDO requirements with anything on the front yard that uses proper offsets and all that, he can do that for building permit.
But when we vote on this, can we make it? Can we put terms in there that they can't add additional accessory structures
We should.
around these
In the lease parcel.
in the lease?
Well, we should be able to do that use variance. What you're asking, right, Scott? If they get a use variance, it's for, let's say you have 5 sheds or whatever the number is, they're locked into.
Some have been taken down since that.
So today on a rezone, we can do so it's a recommendation to the commissioners. We can do written commitments. I think I'm guessing for them a bit here, but I think what they want is for you to say yes or no to the following. Would you be willing to enter into a written commitment if this county were to approve your rezone request? And that written commitment would be that the existing commercial storage units, the footprint of those would not expand, and the use itself would not expand beyond what those existing units are already keeping together or representing. So in other words, they exist.
Yeah.
They're not going to expand as far as more ground. We're not adding more buildings, and they have to be there for 15 years. And ultimately, what you would be giving away is the ability to come to the BZA and request that you have that expanded. You would have to make that decision through this rezone. But your home and the accessory structures that would go with home, non-commercial, other people's storage units, storage units for your stuff, right? Those would be allowed, assuming we don't have an underlying lot coverage problem that might send you to the BZA. But beyond that, you would not be required to. You would not be denied additional accessory structures that were residentially related to your home. The commercial would not expand.
Correct.
Okay, sir, you understand all that?
Yes.
Any questions? Okay.
Just that if I heard you right, that in the future, that if I wanted to put an accessory structure just for my use within the rules behind my house, I could do that in the future.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Right.
I would be willing to promise that no more of his sheds could be expanded or space would be expanded.
That's correct. Yeah. And your parcel should be rezoned to residential R1 to be no commercial.
That's what we're shooting for.
Right. Yeah. And where the sheds are, that would be a use variance. That's what we're talking about.
Okay. I'm not familiar with all that.
Yeah, you will be.
Yes.
I mean, just real quick, the difference is this. If you have the proper zoning, you don't need any other approvals. If you're not in the right zoning, there's a way to solve that to get the use variance. So they're saying the property would be rezoned as you requested.
Yeah.
And then the corner lot that has the the storage units, you would come in. Everyone knows this is what's happening. You would come back into the board of zoning appeals. Some of these people are on that board as well. Then request them to allow you to have the use variance for those storage units on the corner. And then whenever they agree to those terms, all you're saying tonight is that we're not speaking for the BZA and saying they will grant it, but this rezoning is contingent upon that. But if they did grant it, okay, it's not expanding. This board is saying it can't get any bigger. Board of Zoning Appeals has to say yes or no, but the Board of Zoning Appeals doesn't have the ability to expand it.
I do have a question. What if the BZA denies the use variance and he has a legal commitment to allow those sheds to be there and be accessible?
Well, it would depend on where we're at in the process. But
it's a good question. That's a good question.
It's possible.
Could they just rezone a parcel of it?
No.
It's got to be all or nothing.
They won't reach. Well, it's already happened.
Why don't we just add contingents to the recommendation? And I'll remind the commissioners that the rezone is contingent upon the favorable approval of the Board of Zoning Appeals for the use variance on the corner.
Okay.
If the use variance is denied by the BZA, then you would rezone and go back to where we're at now, and so you wouldn't need to be in harm's way as far as the violation of the wrong zone. So, worst case scenario, if the board of you would get a favorable recommendation tonight, that would go to one of the next commissioners meetings, go through a couple of readings. If your rezone application was approved, it would be contingent upon the things we talked about as far as limiting the corner, but also the BZA approving the use variance for the commercial activity of the corner. If then went to the BZA in 30 and they said no, your rezone would be unwound if you go back to residential lake and commercial. So you wouldn't be in the worst shape than you are now.
Could he then change his property line so he could still build his residential home?
He would have other options to be able to have something accomplished, but that would be the contingency plan.
Discuss that with Murphy's and we felt this was more realistic. So if he can get it, he does have other options.
The next BZA meeting is January 15th. So if we have an application in next week, we can get you on January 15th for the use variance.
But do we want to go to the commissioners first? January 2nd, 7th.
Yeah, but that's not reorg meeting. We probably won't have heavy business on it.
So we might be able to have an answer before he goes to
Which might be better.
Mm-hmm.
So I know that's confusing, but staff will help. But basically for tonight, I think what the plan commission needs to know is if you have a problem with those commitments that I outlined for you as far as limiting the additional expansion of those buildings, adding buildings or footprint to that commercial use, I think that's the only written commitment they're looking for tonight. On their end, it's up to them whether they put the contingency as far as the rezone. I mean, excuse me, the use variance.
We do not have any problem with those conditions.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, do we motion?
We have a motion, and then give a favorable recommendation for ZO 2024-11 to rezone a parcel from CH, high intensity commercial, and RL to R1, low density, with a written commitment to not add additional structures in the lease agreement parcel to the south of the house, or on the south side of the parcel, and to remove all structures in 15 years. Also, this would be subject to or contingent on BZA giving a use variance for the structures on that south end of the parcel.
I second.
Yes, second. Okay, we got a motion and a second. It's a ballot vote, please.
Me too.
Extra.
Oh, extra. Yeah, okay. That was extra.
One more.
One more. Oh, that's an empty one.
Yeah, it's a blank. It's
Blank.
extra.
Like,
Luther's.
Couple there. I'll just say motion to send with favorable recommendation with the stipulations. It's approved 7-0.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now the next meeting is commissioner meetings. What date is that? Is that
it's January 7th, but we always have business. We always have business
Say what?
together.
Let us work with it.
okay?
We'll work it out with you.
I like to say the commissioner meeting out loud in this meeting because it helps with the notice. You don't have to worry about a notice requirement. This video, the minutes, then we have the next meeting in case we really want to go. Commissioner meeting will be January 28th at 10 a.m. in this room.
So that would be after the BZA meeting, if you guys can get an application.
Yeah.
ASAP.
Where do we get that?
You might take that to
Mark, you come in our office tomorrow, I'll
Yeah.
call us again, I'll help.
All right.
Great.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, that's perfect. The BZA be first meeting. So
Okay. And then once we do the BZA meeting, then we come back for the next commission meeting.
commissioner meeting. Yes.
Perfect.
Same place right here. Thank you.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Okay.
Have a good night.
Yeah, you too.
You too.
And Merry Christmas.
Okay, that's all the cases we have. We have other businesses to deal with. Next is to award professional services, comprehensive plan, and thorough plan update.
And maybe the verb award is
You guys talk out the front time, we're still conducting a meeting.
maybe the award is totally proper. If you remember, I did a 2 meetings ago. I was updating the comments. The RDC has been gracious because it does affect what they do in their line of business. To fund an update plan that's over 23 years old. I just want to be here tonight to report to you that we received asked for 8 consulting firms to submit. 2 did submit. They were American Structure Point and MKSK. scoring team that we scored, and it was MKSK proposal was they were both good. Let me put it that way. They just had an edge because they had their facilitating group, co-planners, so they speak both languages, and they had an edge in that they've done more county work as opposed to cities and towns. So that kind of put them over the top between the two. I think both of them would have done a nice job. Just that MKSK probably had a better way to handle on it. And I talked to the commissioner president, and he also reviewed the proposal.
Yeah, I concur. I read it, and yeah, MKSK is a one. And when I would, I do like the public engagements. The plan they have that for groups and one-on-one and just a lot of information on communications with the public and experience with the county and the cities. And I think they're nationwide too, if I remember right.
If they're not nationwide.
No, they're not. Yeah,
Mr. Chairman,
Did they give a
RDA used MKSK. Yeah, get used to that name. Also for promoting the South Shore, the double tracking project.
Yes.
And there's they have a familiarity locally with their transportation network and a lot of the other issues. So they did a good job with the South Shore.
Yeah, I'm impressed with it. So
they give any sort of timeline as to when they would start and how long they thought it would take?
I put in the RFQ their request for qualification. They would start first quarter January next year once we engage a contract, which we hope to do next week.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes these processes are anywhere. I'm going to imagine this process is because of the involvement of the public and the businesses. That's really you're taking the whole time to put this together.
Yeah. I think that's good.
Yeah, I would say it's at least a 9-month process. So I don't know if we need an approval per se, just acknowledge that we presented to you that it's going to be our recommendation to the RDC next week to enter into a contract.
okay, I'm good with this.
I'll make a motion that we recommend to the RDA to hire MKSK based on our staff's report.
I'll second.
Okay, got a motion and a second. Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? No. Okay.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Next item. Okay.
Lastly, in your packet, you should have a calendar. You have to approve that too.
Everybody got a chance to look at it?
Mm-hmm.
Do we have a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion.
Okay, we have a second.
I'll second.
Okay, you got a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? Say nay. Okay, it's approved.
I just want to also remind anybody that is up for reappointment to make sure that you fill out an application.
Okay.
Do not forget.
I'm good to let that person, whoever needs
Thank
help,
you.
right?
He's the only one? Okay, all right. Thank you.
I think it's Mia, and then, we always have the commissioner and the county council and Kevin. And Bob, you can't really be on the BZA.
Oh, okay.
Is somebody going to notify Luther Williams?
What?
Is he up?
Mm.
Oh.
He's got one more year.
Oh, okay, because he was asking me last meeting, and I didn't know.
Yeah, he's got 2025, he's done.
Okay. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Meeting's adjourned. Thank you. Everybody have a Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. I move that we all have a Merry Christmas.
From your lips to God's ears.
Nice job.
Person would go to get a solar
Permit.
It's like
Yeah.
All right.
Is it like gonna put on your house?
yeah, residential. Is there a limit to how much you have to build?
Here.
I'm sorry. I met your brother put through the plant.
Did you?
I
You don't have
well,
to, you have to,
I kind of
okay, yeah, so, yeah. It's like building a house.
we were on different sides,
Okay.
but I won. That's all right.
Now, I know we have